I'm Madison Beer, and this is my last meal.
Every person has exactly two things in common. We all gotta eat and we're all gonna die. Today's guest is a platinum-selling, two-time Grammy Award-nominated singer, songwriter, producer, and author. Her third studio album, Lock It, is out now, and she embarks on tour in May where she'll no doubt fall asleep to the sounds of Gordon Ramsay screaming in between cities. Madison Beer, welcome to the show.
You know about my kitchen nightmares obsession?
Yeah, that is a crazy thing that you do, is fall asleep to Kitchen Nightmares episodes.
So now I'm doing Vanderpump Rules, which is kind of equally crazy and chaotic.
I would say more chaotic for different reasons.
Totally. Have you watched Vanderpump Rules?
I certainly have, and then you've been to the bars and the restaurants.
Pump, all of it.
You've been to Jax's in the Valley?
I haven't been to Jax's in the Valley.
God,
I know. I need to do like a tour bus Vanderpump Rules.
People say it's like... people think it's a money laundering scheme. It's not. It's a perfectly legitimate bar from a legitimate businessman. We're definitely going to get sued, and that's totally fine.
But yes, now I'm on Vanderpump Rules. Once it was Dance Moms, then it was Kitchen Nightmares. I go through phases of like a year where I just watch one show.
What is it about those shows that specifically lull you to sleep?
I don't know. I think it's honestly just whatever I'm watching. And I became really obsessed with Kitchen Nightmares. Have you seen the Amy's Baking Company?
I was going to bring up Amy and
That's
Sammy.
what got me into it. Totally.
I think it's the greatest love story ever told.
Best. And their cats. And now I have two cats, so I understand Amy on like a deeper level where I'm like, meow, meow, meow. I talk to my cats.
You're speaking to your cats.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I get her. But that's what got me into Kitchen Nightmares, and then I think I just became obsessed and watched it. So
I have this thing where if I'm consuming a lot of one show or a podcast, that person's voice almost ends up being like my conscience.
Totally.
Do you have Gordon Ramsay in your head and you're gonna make a bad decision? He's like, you donut
sandwich. No, you know what's weird is I don't have that with people, but when I first started like really playing video games addictively, especially Fortnite, this sounds insane that I'm admitting this publicly too, I would go to sleep at night, I'm not even joking, I would think I would hear the sound of chests in my walls. Like, that has to be some form of psychosis.
Yeah, that's kind of what Edgar Allan Poe was writing about.
Right.
You know,
I
the
literally would be
Telltale
falling
Heart.
asleep and I'm like, there's a chest up there. So I hope someone out there can relate to that.
We'll see if we can unlock some of the mysteries of the human psyche in the course of your last meal. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. Have you thought about your last meal before?
I've had the thought. I like to think I'm never going to die, so.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Yes, we can get into that. Even when you just said before, like, you'll have to eat and we're all going to die, I'm like, do I have to die? But anyway, not to get into that too quickly.
I'm sure we will eventually.
We definitely will. I feel like I have thought about it, and I've landed on Joe's Stone Crab would be my true last meal.
So I'm guessing you don't think about death a lot on account of you don't think you're gonna die.
This is gonna give me an anxiety attack. No, honestly, I used to have like really bad death anxiety. It was a really serious, hard thing. And then I did a lot of therapy and a lot of intense experiences around that. And I think I'm in a better place with it for sure.
Yeah, was that from a really young age, the death anxiety?
Yeah, my whole life. I think it also stems from just feeling out of control, probably.
I always try and look back at my own childhood and try and retroactively psychoanalyze what happened. And sometimes I just think that kids are hardwired differently. Yeah. And I think some might just be hardwired to be those weird, depressive old souls. For me, when I was 6, 7 years old, after learning about the concept of death, I was like reading books all the time. Totally. I was just like...
Were you fascinated by it, or were you scared of it?
Both.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how this show came about. It's because I've had death anxiety my entire life and gone through peaks and valleys. But ever since I was like a small child, I remember thinking about the idea of non-existence and just going, this is a horror beyond comprehension.
Absolutely. I had a friend, and I remember telling her, she was like, oh, what's wrong? You told me you were struggling the other day. And I was like, I had a panic attack about dying. And she literally looked at me dead serious and was like, I've never thought about that.
Isn't that crazy?
I was like, what do you mean?
These people
You've
exist.
Never thought about that? That honestly falls in the realm of like fantasy for me, where I'm just like, that is so out of my... I can't conceive a life where I'm not, unfortunately, consumed by these like scary thoughts.
Yeah.
But I feel like I wouldn't want it the other way.
It's almost like a paradox. Like, can you appreciate it without knowing that it's going to end? But
yeah. But then I'm like, ignorance is bliss. And sometimes I wish that.
And sometimes you just want to eat the stone crabs without having to think about mortality. Totally. I regret to inform you today is not one of those days.
I know.
You ready to eat?
Yes.
Let's do it. Madison, for the first course of your final meal on Earth, we have Courage bagels with schmear and then all the seasonings. So that includes the lemon zest, the lemon pepper, the black pepper on it. And then we have the In-N-Out root beer with the signature In-N-Out Pebble Ice. This is imported straight from In-N-Out. And then we have the animal style fries in the bag.
I'm emotional. This is my dream.
Talk me through these emotions. What's going through your head right now?
I just like I it's not often that this is in like this mixture, this combo is very impressive.
We strive to make dreams come true here.
You're doing that very much
you,
so.
thank you.
I love, how do you feel about like a tomato bagel?
I grew up on this. This
Okay.
to me is like my, Jewish grandmother, Lily Blazowski.
Totally.
R.I.P. love you, but I would come home from school. She'd have a Thomas's bagel, like not a good bagel, in the freezer. Cream cheese also in the freezer. She went through the Great Depression, and just once everything got slightly thawed, spread it on the least ripe tomato you've ever had in your life.
okay.
And that was my after-school snack in like 4th grade.
The best. This has been probably like one of my longest running combos.
Are you not? You're not loxing it then?
I definitely dabble in other areas,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this is like
You'll dabble in a
lasted the
whitefish.
longest.
You'll dabble.
I
in...
do feel like we should start here.
Please jump in. I didn't mean to just grab it.
No,
rudely, but
I
this is
just
staring at
I
me.
was just. Are we gonna do animal friend? This has to go. Okay. Can't go wrong.
It's all the seasonings on top that really get you there. You actually went on Z100 almost a decade ago and defended West Coast bagels.
Did I?
You did.
That was pre-courage. I wonder what I
Pre-courage.
was defending.
No, you were OG.
Maybe, like,
you were talking
Einstein
about the bagel broker.
Oh my God, on Beverly.
On Beverly.
I used to love the bagel broker. Wait, wow, you just brought back a memory I totally had forgotten about.
Are there any New York foods that you think LA can't do?
I love certain bagel spots in LA. It's better in New York.
It's a law of averages.
There are good ones out here, but when I walk into, like you said, any corner
Yeah.
store, I'm already ruining my napkin, sorry.
We
When I
have
walk
more to
into
go
any
around.
corner store in New York, there's no bad bagel. There's
Yeah.
really no such thing. Same with like a piece of pizza. LA has some good spots. It's just not the exact same. So
Yeah.
probably bagels and pizza, not to be basic, but that is something that I will defend New York there with.
I respect it. Did you have to train your Long Island accent out of you?
My first manager kind of was like, you can't have like a super strong accent. And I had a strong Long Island accent. And so he was like, we just have to sort of train it a little bit to go away if you're gonna act or whatever, which I guess is somewhat helpful if you're gonna be in the entertainment industry. But now I look back and I'm so regretful of it. But if I spend enough time in New York or I just talk to my dad, it comes out quickly.
I'm curious if it'll come out at all if you read this sentence. I'm curious to see how you read.
Well, I can read it. Like, I feel like this is also the thing is like, whenever I speak to my friends in Long Island, they're like, oh yeah, have you been to like Paris? And then here they're like Paris.
Yes.
Like little words where I'm like, that's not how I used to say it, but now I say it like a Californian.
I hate that for you.
Mary got married and had a merry wedding is how I would say it now.
Wait, but you still only have a 2-point merger.
What does that mean?
Okay, God, I'm so sorry. I'm so nerdy.
You're smarter than me. People would say like marry, like in Long Island, right?
They would say-
Mary got married. Like the A's are like ah.
They would say, I think Mary. So this is called the Mary merger.
Mary got married and had a merry wedding.
Exactly. So that's the 3-point split. Mary got married and had a merry wedding. But the way that you even said it in your new Californian affectation was Mary got married and you still said Mary. So you've still retained one of the points of the Mary merger.
I miss my Long Island accent, but whenever I go home and I speak to I'll FaceTime my friends in LA and they're like, oh, okay, you just talked to your dad for an hour because it really comes out
That's so
aggressively.
funny.
Thank
I will
God.
say though, the in and out. Now this is the most Californian thing you can possibly do.
So you grew up here. I did not grow up with In-N-Out.
Most people who didn't grow up with In and Out end up not loving In and Out.
So that was my thing.
Yeah.
I was not an In-N-Out person. The first time I tried it, I was like, what? This is not that good.
Yeah.
Did not know what to order. And to be honest with you, until the last 2 years, I didn't know what to order. And I've been in LA for a long, long time. And
So
yeah.
this is a very new thing for you. This is within the last couple of years.
So the last 2 years or so, I was pescatarian, and so I was getting just the grilled cheese.
Yeah.
But it's basically the same thing, just with no meat, and it was really good.
It is?
Helped me over for not eating meat, but I love In-N-Out now. Now I'm obsessed with it.
I love that for you. We're like,
I came around.
I want you to keep your Long Island accent, but I also want you to love and enjoy In and Out.
There's not much that compares.
You hold an interesting distinction that you're one of the few guests to ever be on an episode of Will It on Good Mythical Morning. Little show, don't know if you've heard of it. Now that we're a couple years removed from Will It Cannoli, what was your experience like on Will It, and did it live up to the hype?
I had been watching like Good Mythical Morning for years, and so I was just so excited to do it. And so yes, it lived up to the hype because it was just incredible being on the set, meeting Rhett and Link, like everything. It was just so cool for me to be there. I don't know why I expected like whatever they were gonna feed me, because I knew there was gonna be something that was gonna be horrible, like the fisheye cannoli.
Yep.
I don't know why I was expecting it to not be so bad. It was horrible. It was disgusting. So I think that was funny, but the experience was great.
That's one of the reasons that we hardly ever have guests on Will It, is that we don't want to.
And I requested that, by the way. That was like me being like, I want to do a Will It episode because those were my favorite. So.
When we got that email from you and your team, we were like ripples went through the office. We're like,
so funny.
Gosh, she's down.
Will It ice cream sandwich was like my favorite episode for a long time.
Is there one of those ice cream sandwiches that you wish you could have tried?
The crayon one randomly. That's the one that I remember stuck with me. What? Wait, my face just actually I just got full body.
Madison, what we have here.
How did you know that? How did you know I was going to say that?
I am the angel of death. I know all. What we have here are several non-toxic crayons.
Tears in my eyes.
All right, kids, gather around. It's the dream you've always wanted. Ice cream sandwich crayons.
And so this is here in case
Child me is
it.
really happy right now. I actually really do. Is it disgusting? Have you
I've
tried
never had it.
I think we have to.
We have to.
Just a small bite.
It's your last meal.
Just a small bite. Oh my goodness. Oh my
Kids,
goodness.
don't
I
do this at
requested
home.
this. Okay.
Dink it and
Take it.
sink
Take
it.
it.
That's... Ow. Oh, God. You got strong teeth, dude. Good job.
Holy shit. Sorry.
Hey, it's about... What were you expecting? I don't know what to do.
You know what?
I don't know. Does a root beer help or hurt?
The ice cream overpowered the crayon.
Yeah. It,
Do I have crayon all over me?
No, do I? I feel like I got
like it.
shit all up in there.
I feel like it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for
No, thank you.
letting me have that
for
experience.
being on this ride. We didn't make anything else from Willits. We thought about doing the beef wild cheesecake, and we were like, let's not ruin her
That
entire
was a
day.
life. That was like a childhood dream that just came true.
Did it live up to the excitement? Do you think that healed a part of childhood, Madison?
Oh no, there's a lot more that we need to
that adds
do.
up. Yeah, we'll get to that
Unfortunately.
later.
Yeah.
So when you uploaded your first YouTube video, the Bruno Mars mashup cover,
I'm gonna do like a mashup melody sort of thing. That's like if you watch that, I'm so
sound like
on
Marissa Tomei from My Cousin
crazy.
Vinny. It's incredible.
Crazy.
Hey, so I'm Madison Beer, and I'm gonna be doing like a mashup melody sort of thing.
That was about 6 weeks after the first ever episode of Good Mythical Morning.
What?
I don't know if you know that, yeah.
But Rhett and Link had been posting prior to that.
They'd been posting prior to that, and they had Good Morning Gia Lincoln, but the first ever episode of Good Mythical Morning was, I think, January 9th, 2012, and you uploaded...
February 20-something.
Yeah.
Whoa.
When you, logged on to YouTube at the time that you uploaded that, what did your homepage look like?
Have you ever heard of Supermac 18? Yeah, okay, I'm thinking.
I'm a fake fan.
Supermac 8, no. It was like, these are random niches. Supermac 18. Oh, I loved the Naked Brothers band.
Okay.
So I was always watching their stuff on YouTube. A lot of stop motion videos, which is how I found Rhett and Link, because they had the t-shirt stop motion video with all I think it was 1,000 t-shirts or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a long time ago.
Well, it's a long time ago, and it's crazy to think that you have been uploading to YouTube about as long as the 50-year-old men that own this entire... Scared, but it is also crazy thinking about, the origin story that's been told about you for forever is that, Justin Bieber found your video and tweeted it, and then you signed to the record label that he did. I Googled how old Justin Bieber was when that happened, thinking he was like a mid-20s man. Adult.
He was 16.
He was 16. He was 16 and considered a second-generation kingmaker in the pop world. That's like looking back on how old the Egyptian pharaohs were and being like, oh, that was a 15-year-old boy that was embalmed after running a nation. But it's literally insane to think about the ages of not only you, but also the other people in this story.
I think that that's something that is trippy for me as I get older. We weren't getting these glimpses into their intimate lives the way we do now. It was still kind of removed in a sense. And so, yeah, I remember just thinking him and so many other people that I looked up to weren't human. It's a weird thing when you get older and you realize yeah, I was 12, but you were also a teenager. Literally a teenager figuring out life for the first time under so much public scrutiny, dealing with so many things. And it's a bit sad to look back at.
It sure is. It's weird when you think about the term dehumanization, right? You think about people throughout history who have, dehumanized people that they consider less than. There's this weird thing the opposite way.
Totally.
Where if you consider somebody more than to such a degree, you're taking away their ability to be human. And it's crazy that you had that experience in real life of like meeting Justin being like,
Yeah.
oh, you're not human.
Yeah, it's weird. I think that like fame in general is a weird concept and something that I'm not sure like we are meant to experience. I don't think that like your brain can comprehend, how many people perceive you, have opinions of you, blah, blah, blah. It's a really tricky thing.
It's funny for me because I don't know, I can never empathize with like anything that you've actually gone through or experienced currently. But it's weird for me as somebody who I thought I was gonna be a writer my whole life, somebody telling other people's stories. And then now I feel like I'm almost experiencing some form of fame, but from the outside looking in. Like almost like a doctor watching his own surgery in a way, trying to like process it. To me, something that happens is when you try and think of the breadth of the amount of people, 4 million subscribers, that's like, the 10 times the population
When you
of
try to
Iceland,
picture it,
right?
yeah.
That's crazy, but I almost just like shut down and dissociate immediely.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, that can't be real, certainly.
It's almost like dehumanizing as well. It's like it's just a number on a screen.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
the same thing that we do in the world with, celebrities, people. It's like it's weird how we are able to kind of disconnect. But I do the same thing. I think if I thought about my following, it would send me into a bad place and freak me out a bit. Just because I think I kind of have a hard time, I guess, accepting how many false narratives go around.
So much of what you write about in your memoir is this kind of paradox of selling the image of fame, not even deliberately, right? It's not like you're out there, selling
Campaign.
tummy teas, like come to my
Yeah,
fame
yeah.
camp, but just by simply existing
Yeah.
and, people consuming your content and your music, you're sort of endorsing this lifestyle. It seemed like it was something that was really important for you to be like, hey, this isn't what you think it is.
Yeah.
Is that like a more conscious movement that you think we've seen recently?
I think it's important to me because I grew up really obsessed with the idea of it. And I think I was kind of a victim of being fooled by the whole situation where it was like, oh my God, this is this awesome thing. And you're going to come to LA and like, we're going to get you a Nickelodeon show. And the term like, we want to make you the female Justin Bieber was said to me very, very often from 12 to probably 16.
There's a lot of like gross adults in the industry, right?
Yes.
Who would just say stuff like that. But even if you were one of them, I would simply have not said those words to you exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
It's definitely
And that's a low
bizarre.
bar to set. They were just saying that?
Oh yeah, like it was just this is where I'm going is I want to be the female. Which what does that even mean? Like his level of success? Like I don't know what that even really means, but
yeah.
that was what was said to me
Canadian.
so often. Yeah, exactly. It's all feels very far in the past now.
Yeah. A question I ask myself a lot is like, what is the peak of human happiness, right? And I used to think that it at least required some amount of like monetary success, and money is still important. It can solve certain problems
Yeah.
in your life. But if you think about like who the happiest person on earth is right now, I can guarantee you it's no one close to being the most successful.
I would 100% agree with you, for sure. I would argue, like what you said, I would say most people who are happy, it kind of like doesn't really matter what your job is or what your income is like. I think it really does come from within you. But I also probably sound like an eye roll saying that because I don't have to deal with it. So it's hard. It's a double-edged sword because I do understand like the perspective of when people in this position talk about it, it's kind of like, okay, you don't know what it's like, which I totally understand. And I always think that that's important to acknowledge, but
Truly, it's one of the many paradoxes that
Yeah.
like we constantly live in, and that's life, is
Yeah.
you simply exist trapped between a boulder and a steel wall.
For sure.
And sometimes there's animal fries.
I like when there's animal fries.
Madison, for the second course of your final meal, this is it. This is the end all be all. This is the jumbo order of Joe's Stone Crab, along with their hashed brown potatoes. Not hash browns or hash brown potatoes, hashed brown potatoes.
Have you ever had a stone crab?
I've never had a stone crab. They're
Oh my God,
beautiful.
I'm so excited. So I don't want to misspeak here, but I also think they grow back.
They do.
That's what I've heard.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay,
It
so I'm
takes
gonna
about
give you-
a year and a half. They detach the claws and throw the crabs back in the water. I'm not going to say the crabs are happy about it.
Right, I'm not sure they're loving it, but hey, at least they're alive still.
Yeah, I don't know if they're stuck in sort of a never-ending form of torment of no.
Don't say that.
No,
Don't ruin
listen,
them
it's
for
last
me.
meals. I think this is, go ahead, eat it,
Okay, you have to eat it with me. I'm going to show you how you do it. So
please.
grab one. So this is what I do. I take this off, which I believe is their knuckle.
Okay, wait, can I turn it? I'm bad at
Oh, yours
visual.
didn't have it.
Okay.
Okay, so yours already fell off. We can put that there. Obviously, you want to remove as much of the shell as possible.
These are not normal crab shells that I'm used to. These are thick like stone.
Super different.
Oh,
so,
stone crab.
Boom.
God damn it.
So see how it kind of like came off the...
Oh, you're fully... Oh, you
My
kept
grandma
the
likes
popsicle,
this
and then
part.
I'm shoving it back in.
No, it's fine. You can do whatever you want. So I would recommend a little lime squeeze.
Okay. And this is like a Miami original. This sort of only exists in Miami.
I think there's one in Vegas now. So my grandma, you gotta dunk it.
I'm dunking.
My grandma has been going here forever, and she basically lives in Miami. So this is something that it's kind of a tradition. I never go to Miami and not have Joe's.
Wow. Hey, cheers.
To your first stone crab.
So they didn't know that stone crabs were edible for the longest time. And it wasn't until an ichthyologist, a person who studies crabs, was literally eating at Joe Weiss's lunch counter in Miami and was like, hey, all those weird little creatures clip-clopping around there, you ever just think about eating those here? And he was like, dude, no one says you can't eat them. And he was like, oh yeah, you can. I'll show you. And this crab academic just goes and grabs stone crabs out, boils them up, and goes, by the way, the claws grow back. So it's just one crab nerd figured out. And now Joe's Stone Crab is the highest grossing restaurant in all of America. They did like $45 million in sales last year.
So I do have to say, it's really expensive. Like this, this is, I don't know how much it is, but I would say this might be like $200, $300 just for this, right? Am I right?
Yeah.
It's such an experience, and it feels like you're not just paying for the food. It feels like you're really paying for this like atmosphere, and there's so many memories for like me and my family there. So I've got no problem. I'm always like, I'll go there. And then the potatoes, don't even get me started.
Oh, jumping on the potatoes.
You need to try the potatoes.
We didn't get the cream spinach we thought about. Are you a cream spinach or coleslaw gal?
I love cream spinach. I like cream anything, like cream corn, cream spinach. These are like very East Coast potatoes.
I want to say this is very special to me. It's rare that I get to have a new experience on the show and somebody else walks me through a new food experience.
So honored.
And this is awesome. This is kind of what life is about to me.
I'm sad my brother is not here because he would have loved to have one.
Call him
Maybe
up.
I'll
Where's he at?
I'll bring one home for him.
Your dad once fly Joe Stone Crab to you when you had a show in Orlando?
Well, I think he drove it up, I want to say, or down. I don't know. I'm really bad with geography, but
I think up. There's
brought-
not much down from Miami.
he brought them up to Orlando.
When you used to like go perform when you were a small child just in your living room, your dad's having get-togethers.
Yeah.
And you used to jokingly tell people that my daughter's going to sing in Madison Square Garden one day. And then now you're actually doing it on your upcoming tour. How much does that moment mean to you and thinking back to your dad saying that?
My bat mitzvah theme was Madison Square Garden. So it's something that I think is surreal. And, you know, I don't know. I think it's like a complex thing for me where I feel like I've worked for a really long time at this and I feel more ready than ever to do it. So I'm super excited that it's happening now versus a couple years ago when I, was like, I really wish I could sell it out and I couldn't. So
Yeah.
I'm happy that it's happening now, but I don't know. I try not to, it's weird happening now as well though, because I'm really in a place where I'm just trying not to like tether my happiness or self-worth to my like
Yeah.
achievements. I've been let down a lot. Like I've had a lot of experiences through doing all of this where I'm like, oh, I thought that song was gonna debut with more streams and it didn't.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? Does it mean that now the song is bad? Does it mean that I'm not good enough? Like it's sort of weird that it's happening now where it's like, I don't want to say that it's the time I've cared the least, but it is the time where I'm the least impressed by like these things, which maybe is why it's happening, is because it feels like it's all happening naturally. Like even my album that came out was like my first ever top 10 debut.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, how does it feel? I'm like,
Perfectly fine.
I don't know. Like I wouldn't have. And again, it's like I don't want to come across ungrateful or not excited, but it's just something that when you've been doing this for so long, you have to really think about what is important, because I haven't had a top 10 debut. I haven't sold out Madison Square Garden, and I feel really proud of what I've done. So it's important to like, the goalposts are there and it's still something that it's cool. I'm so excited. I'm going to, by the way, sob my eyes out. I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, I don't know whether that happened or not. I still would love this album. I still would be really thankful for all the fans that, came to Radio City and whatnot. So just trying to, I guess, not be as obsessed with like, I need this to happen or I'm a failure.
The tough thing about stadiums is that there's almost always a bigger one. Eventually you're going to reach, I think there's a stadium in India that's got like 160,000 seats in Gujarat. I think they did the Cricket World Cup there.
Wow.
So you can do that, but you see the like paradox here, which is, Madison Square Garden, obviously so important to you, 13 years old, but it's still a goalpost that can be moved.
I haven't achieved what a lot of my peers have achieved, and I'm totally happy.
Yeah.
I'm very content. I'm eating Joe's Stone Crab and In-N-Out right now.
I want to be clear, this does rule. This is one of the really cool parts of like, mild B-list YouTube fame. I'm having a great time. This is awesome.
This is the best.
As I've gotten older, I've just realized that all the cheesy shit that older people said to me when I was younger They were right.
Yeah.
But like, again, the paradox, how can you actually communicate that to somebody who is younger than you and hasn't experienced that?
You have to experience it. You have to like I'm so thankful that I didn't get what I thought I wanted at so many points in my life,
Yeah. The more you think about all the numbers and the fame and even these experiences, which are very, very cool, but it's interesting with the cameras being on, the observer effect kind of takes hold.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, I can never be like fully present in a weird way when something's being recorded.
For sure.
That said, there are experiences that I've had that I'm like, this will never leave me. Like experiences that I've had because of my job. I know that you once gave a talk at a school in Los Angeles, and there was a girl that pulled you aside and started telling you about the depression that she was going through.
Yeah.
And you said you just grabbed her hands and you just had this personal moment, just kind of crying to each other.
Totally.
How much do those moments stick in your head versus selling things out or checking Spotify stream numbers?
Infinitely more. And those moments are really what, like, honestly, to circle it all back to like the death anxiety and the overwhelming, just being a person, all of it. Like, I think that those are the moments where I'm like, there has to be more. And there are just like, there are just those few times, and I don't know how to express it because it's something that it's just, it does feel like supernatural, honestly, where you have those moments where you're like, I feel something that I don't even know how to describe, whether it's like pure joy or you're just feeling so present with someone, or like that moment specifically. I didn't know this girl. We don't know each other, and we literally were just two strangers. Like, I was just holding her hands and she was sobbing, and then I just started crying because I was also going through a really hard time. And I remember we were literally just looking in each other's eyes, and it felt like cosmic. I don't know how to explain it. And like, there was something so special about like me meeting her there and her feeling seen and then me feeling seen. And there was just so many layers to it. And then I've had moments where I'll be at a concert, and the concerts are amazing. Nothing is more fulfilling to me in my life than like performing for people, meeting them and having these experiences. It's really such a special experience, and something I do feel like I was like put on this earth to do. Regardless of like music stuff, like just connecting with people like that, it means so much to me. And there was one night that I'll never forget. It was my Las Vegas show on my last tour, and there was a girl in the front row to my left, and she was sobbing her eyes out to my song Dangerous, which is like a ballad, and we just locked eyes, and I sang the entire song just to her, and we had this like crazy moment. I just don't know how to describe it, and it just was this like super intimate, super special moment that like moves me in this way that I can't describe. It's just something, it's literally like cosmic and spiritual is like how I would describe it. It just feels magical, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, some past life, something like it just feels like this weird thing. Those are my favorite moments though, ever. And everything else, really, the noise of everything else goes away completely when I think about those times. And I'm like, the hate that does get to me, but like that all gets so washed away when I have those experiences with someone that I'm like, we are meeting each other in this vulnerable place as two strangers essentially, and it's very cool.
Madison, for the third course of your final meal, we have Fred's pasta, no chicken, extra parm, the lemonade slushy from Fred Siegel, and then we have the spicy tuna crispy rice from Little Izakaya, and then we have the tamagoyaki onigiri from Gamtubap. I feel like this is a specific time and place in Los Angeles.
Oh my.
Where were you when you
These are
would
all LA things. You're right. Wow, I didn't even realize that.
And these are very specifically LA things. This is an LA thing that
I'm taking this all in. I'm like, this vision is, wow.
This kind of doesn't exist anymore, but kind of does.
They moved.
They moved.
The original Fred Siegel, which is actually called Moro's Cafe.
Yeah.
They moved. So they're not at their OG location anymore, but the pasta is still the same, and it's the best.
Never had it. Should we dig in?
I would definitely recommend you mixing the cheese up pretty good.
Yeah.
So it usually comes with chicken, but this is, to me, arguably like one of the best. I love this pasta. This is like my comfort meal, and they have an amazing pesto pasta as well. So if you like pesto, I recommend Moro's Cafe.
I'm a big you give me peas and a creamy tomato sauce. So we did get this straight from the restaurant. This is their penne cooked with creamy tomato sauce. They call it pink sauce with the peas and the Parmesan in there.
When I was at least like 18, you'd go there and I would see everyone I've ever met in my life. that was like kind of it was like our stomping ground.
Interesting. Are you still in contact with a lot of those people? Like, are these lifelong friendships, or were these like LA weird media specific point in time friendships?
A lot of them were probably point in time friendships and like things that have since fizzled out a bit. I'm pretty like introverted now. I think I spend a lot of time at home. I don't want to say I don't make efforts, like, but I just don't really go to a lot of things. So I think that some of those have fizzled out for that reason, where I'm just sometimes like, yeah, I haven't made it to like anything in a long time. I just choose to stay home a lot. And so that's probably part of my issue, but it's not really, I don't really deem it as an issue.
So many people are like, hey, it's bad to isolate yourself, and this isn't self-care. This is you giving in to social anxiety.
Yeah.
You should probably talk to other people, including your best friends whose texts you haven't responded to in 3 weeks.
Totally.
Because they're saying that to me these days.
I think that like I'm in between with how I feel about that. Like, I think it's important to listen to what you need. And there are definitely nights where I'm like, I need to be alone, or I need to not hang out with people. But then those nights turn into weeks, and those weeks turns into months. And I'm suddenly like, okay, I haven't seen anybody but my boyfriend in 6 months. So it's important, I think, to like get yourself out there. Like recently, one of my best friends was like, I'm having a little birthday thing at, Color Me Mine, like the little pottery painting place. And, my gut reaction is like, I'm not going to go. To me, it's easier to stay home. But this situation, I was like, no, I'm going to go. This is one of my best friends. It's her birthday. Like, I'm going to go. And so I think I'm good about pushing myself when necessary. But I'm also like,
I will say also the fact that
go.
you're talking about your best friend's birthday at a fun Color Me Mine thing.
As like something I have to push
As if it's like
myself
boot
to go
camp.
to.
Yeah.
I know.
That sounds like a tough
But it was
place
so
to be
fun.
in.
No, it was literally so fun, and I'm glad that I went. But like, there's things that I feel like I'm like, okay, you cannot. And by the way, like, she texted me and was like, I would not have been surprised if you didn't show up. And that breaks my heart. I hate that I have that reputation where I'm like not a reliable person, maybe. And I hate flakiness. Like, I'm not someone who will make a plan with you and then bail, but I'm like, can the plan be us going in my hot tub at my house?
I'm a big fan. Dig in.
Having one of these.
I'm a big fan of dystopian literature, and all these fears about government creating a police state, which are real. We've also just created our own social police state, and it really scares the hell out of me. Put your fucking phone away at the gym, asshole. Sorry.
Speak on it.
Little Hezekiah in the Valley.
Isn't that so good?
This is like real. I would say this is like valley pilled stuff. This is at some point. Did you move out to the valley from central Los Angeles?
Yeah, so I started like kind of near the Grove area, and then my house was in Encino. So I got to be familiar with the valley a bit, and I like it. I like it a lot. And then now I live more back in LA, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of really awesome pockets.
The interesting thing, though, like where you're from, if somebody was like, hey, imagine people just said, I'm moving to Long Island. We're going to hang out all the time. And you're like, well, Long Island's big.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's cool. I'm in Great Neck. We're just going to hang out all the time. And you're like, well,
but that's even 15 minutes away.
It's a fair point.
Even if the mileage.
Does traffic ever get bad?
Like, not in Long Island. I swear there's like no, I've never seen no. On the highway, yeah.
And you got the lure.
But only in rush hour.
Do they call it the lure?
What's the lure?
God damn it.
What in the hell
The
is
lure. You take the lure to the city.
The Long Island Railroad?
No one calls it the lure. I'm learning.
Never heard. Well, maybe they do. I don't. I've never said the lure. That's what we've learned today.
Well, yeah, it's kind of
But
like
now
a
I'm gonna
new.
start it.
Yeah, it's
Let's
like a
start it.
super cool like youth slang that the kids
not
long.
up on
You're a
it.
little out of touch.
I know. I've been gone for a while now, so.
You know me and
You
all
stay
my
up
kids,
on
the,
it?
the Great Neck Equinox, all the high schoolers that train
Right.
there,
Right.
we're chill. We'll dig in.
Okay. So is this from Gom to Bob?
So this is from Gum to Up. We actually called them and asked them to make it. They have taken it off their menu,
Why did
but
they take? You should have asked why they took it off the menu.
we tend not to interrogate the people that we
I
call
will
and
interrogate.
ask favors from. But next time, now we can call them back. Now they've already made it.
I'm gonna call them now that I know they have a number that works. I'm gonna call. Give me their
Hey,
number.
it's me, Mads.
Hey,
what the
so
hell?
Why did you? Maybe they'll make it though if I go in and like request it.
I think they will. Yeah.
Okay. This is like a crazy combo.
This is so good.
It's really good.
I love this so much. Do you think, forgive me for this distinction, you're like a little bit of like a sicko?
Totally. Thank you.
Yeah,
How
of
do you
course.
see it?
It's like you used to eat just the peelings of potatoes when you were a child. As somebody who has said that if they weren't a performer, they'd be a psychologist. How do you psychoanalyze that about yourself?
Maybe it's a control thing. Maybe I feel like I'm doing something, with these foods. I feel like I'm in control, which that's so weird. But I do feel like most of my issues do stem from like control things and feeling like whenever my OCD like spikes the worst, it's when I feel out of control. And it could be for like anything, honestly. It's not too specific.
Is it a control thing? Or could it be like a work thing? I have a thing where I feel like I need to work for everything that I've had.
Oh.
And it manifests in weird ways. Like I'm a total cat person over dogs, and I never really knew why until somebody asked me. And I was like, well, a dog gives unconditional love.
You have to earn a cat's love.
You have to earn a cat's love. I think I'm undeserving of, oh no.
Right.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You get to like a really bad place really quickly.
Wow, that's interesting. I'm actually like a new cat person. My whole life I was solely a dog person. My brother has a cat that we've never gotten along. He just does not like girls, I don't think, and like has always just swatted at me, and like we've never had a relationship. We've never had a relationship, so I just never was into cats. And then I rescued my cat off the side of the road 2 years ago now, and my goodness, the best thing that's probably ever happened to me in my entire life is getting this cat. She's like everything to me. I have nightmares about her because I'm like fearful something bad is going to happen to her. That's how much I love her.
Talk to me about the idea of role confusion.
Yeah, it's weird, and I think for me, I'm always grappling with like this tug of war of who do I want? Is there only one thing that I can be? Am I multifaceted? How can I showcase all of these different avenues? Like, will I ever be seen for who I am? Is it even worth trying anymore? Like, I go through this crazy back and forth with all of it so often. And then sometimes I just go, well, forget it. I'm just going to release my music and not really have a presence on social media at all. And I'm just going to kind of disappear at some point, hopefully. And so it's weird. Those are like two very, like, those are contrasts that are intense. And that was something that, like, also with therapy, I kind of realized where a lot of my anxiety, and I talked about this in the book as well, where like a lot of my anxiety and depression, I think, was coming from this constant tug of war in my head of like, I value privacy and security and all these things that like is the complete opposite of what you get when you put your life out there the way that I have. And so that's something that still to this day I completely struggle with all the time.
Was talking to Jeanette McCurdy on the show, and she said something that really stuck with me. She, of course, had to deal with a lot of different identity issues, but she said, prioritize values over identity. And that's a thing that I've been thinking about a lot, is like, what are my personal values versus who am I? What are your personal values that you live by?
Well, that was the thing that my therapist had me write out, where she was like, she was like, let's separate you and basically slice you down the middle. And there's this Madison Beer like idea of like who you think you are in the media. And then there's Madison, like just you as a person, forget everything else. What are their values, basically? And I kind of listed everything that was on, the Madison Beer list and then everything that was on the Madison list. And they were so contradictory. It was really eye-opening. And it made me be like, oh yeah, no wonder I'm miserable. It's because I feel like I'm at war with myself all of the time. And I would say, like, when I really think about what my values are is connection with people. Like, that is to me such an important thing, and the thing that makes me feel the most fulfilled. And like, that's how I feel like I get so much of my joy in life, is connecting with people, talking to people. Everything stems from that, where it's like hearing that you got through it and there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and maybe you're not even at the light yet, but like you see it and you're trucking towards it, has made me feel a lot better in those moments. So I think that it's important to talk about and try to be as honest as you can when you can, but it can be scary.
I just want to like genuinely thank you for your vulnerability, not just in having, if this was just a private conversation, that's something that I'm like so weirdly comfortable with, and that's kind of how this show came about, is because I'm the person that, like, if my friend was like, oh, my girlfriend got mad at me playing Xbox, 5 minutes later we'd be like, oh, I am scared of dying alone. That's why that hit so hard. Totally. I've just always taken conversations there. But
same. I'm so glad that you are the same way. Oh my God, I feel so sweet.
Just spirals all the way down to death.
Yeah.
But I know that having the conversation, putting it out in front of other people, puts you uniquely in a very vulnerable position that you have been many times before. So like, thank you for having that trust.
Thanks for making me feel comfortable enough to do it, because I wouldn't be able to talk about all of this if you weren't so great.
Stop it. We still have one more course. That's right. Madison, for the final course of your final meal, we have the Holy Cow Hot Fudge Sundae from Peter Luger, and then an Oreo McFlurry with McDonald's French fries, hot and fresh. We have hot fudge on the side in case you want it for your Oreo McFlurry.
Oh my God.
That's something you do sometimes. And extra schlag on
that's
the
like the whipped
Sundae.
cream.
Yeah.
But what makes a difference, whipped cream?
Okay, so this causes a lot of arguments in my household. My wife being this is from the Great Neck, Long Island.
This is
Peter Luger's, not the original Brooklyn one.
Brooklyn, no, I've never been to that one.
No, neither is anybody who is from Long Island. But this is very, very, I would call it over whipped cream. Okay. So basically, if you whip cream for long enough, it turns into butter. And so this is kind of halfway between whipped cream and butter.
Wow.
And this dish
it so is.
permanently warped Julia's view on what whipped cream should be. I'll make a beautiful
Does
light...
she agree this is better? Or
Yeah, every time she
yeah,
makes
yeah.
it, it's just like this. And I have recreated this sundae for her mom's birthday, for her brother's
So
birthday.
you were familiar with this before I even came? Wow.
I have eaten this inside the Great Neck Long Island restaurant. I've been there.
Wow. And
So
then you got a
thick.
very similar, if not the same, glass, which I'm impressed by.
I think it's identical to the glass. Let me know how the schlag is.
Incredible.
Because when I was instructing our cooks, many of which have worked in Michelin-starred restaurants and gone to culinary school, I said, over-whip the shit out of this whipped cream. That's how it is at the restaurant.
I think that was done.
This is their schlag.
I think that was done professionally.
It's damn near butter.
Okay, so I'm a big like salty plus sweet person,
This is a
and I
leap of
love
knowledge.
McDonald's fries. Like sometimes I'm just like, I need a McDonald's French fry.
How often do you think about the quote, "This is your life and it's ending 1 minute at a time"?
Well, very often. I that's a Fight Club quote, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually recently was like playing a game with my friend where we were just saying random quotes from like every movie ever. There was no, and we were just seeing how quickly we could get them. But yeah, I love that quote, and I put it in a song too because I just think that. Well, first of all, I just love that movie very, very much. But then also,
Yeah, you wrote a whole song about
I did.
protagonist,
I
Tyler
know.
Durden.
I know. I did write a whole song about it. That was like right after I had seen the movie for the first time, and so I think I just became very obsessed with it. Because it kind of does that to you. When you see your first movie that has a really good twist in it, you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is the best thing ever.
Especially at that age, you would have been, what, like 18?
Yeah, I think I was
17?
like 17
Yeah.
when I first
It's a
saw
great,
it.
great age to watch Fight Club.
Fight
for the
Club.
first time.
I absolutely loved it, and then I became. I mean, I was always really into movies and film, but I think that really kicked off my love for like specifically psychological thrillers and something. I have been honestly on this search of just movies with that like awesome twist. I think the only other movie so far that I've seen, well, The Prestige is up there for me.
Such a good movie.
Such a good movie. My top 5 off the top of my head, probably not in order because it changes all the time, would probably be Shutter Island, The Prestige, Fight Club, Shawshank Redemption, and probably The Truman Show, if I had to throw another one in there. Or like Interstellar.
Zootopia.
I love Zootopia as well. I'm a girl with range.
True.
No, but I love movies and stuff. But yeah, Fight Club, I think, it resonated with me a lot because I just was like, that's so cool. And I feel like I'm someone who, I do feel like I have two people living within me sometimes in a way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that seems to be a big motif throughout a lot of your music. In your song off Lock It, Nothing at All, you talk about this idea of not being able to grapple with the fantasy versus the reality of a situation, which is something that you've kind of talked about, going on stage and almost kind of dissociating in these situations. But is that something that you think you can ever come to terms with?
Yeah, Nothing at All was a song that I wrote because I felt like also purposefully, like, I think too deeply about it, but I wanted it to come after Make You Mine because Make You Mine is like, the biggest song off of that album, so I thought it was almost kind of funny to put it after that because it was like, here's my big song that has a bunch of streams, and then I'm like, and here's a song about how I am afraid of everything, basically, and yeah, I mean, I think that it's something honestly that I still struggle with, where I try to figure out, like, how can is it an acceptance thing? Is it something that I'm like, and when I talk about it in the song of like, I'm afraid of getting better, I'm afraid it gets too good, it's basically just me being like, am I working towards something that then one day I will look back on and be like, that was the best part of my life, or like, I hopefully want to be able to keep getting better. And I think there's this thing that happens, especially like in music. I've spoken to a lot of my friends who are artists who have had like #1 songs where it can almost be not the best thing because then you're like, well, if I don't have another #1, it's only down.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I'm like, I've never had a #1, so I get to just release music and whatever happens, happens. And I almost like that better. And maybe that's just my way of coping with it all. But like, that is truly how I feel at this point, where I'm like, I think that I, as someone who is, I don't want to say like self-doubting, but I am someone that is really hard on myself, and I'm someone who's, I guess, like, depressive could be the word. I don't really know how to describe it, but I think if I were to have like this huge giant moment all of a sudden and have like these #1s and then it go down, I think it'd be hard to come back from that for me mentally. I don't know, but maybe I'm also speaking out of turn, and who knows what would happen if it really did. But I think
you have a pretty good grasp on yourself at this point.
I don't know though.
You know?
I question it still. I really don't know.
It also seems to be something that's pretty universal. If I accomplish something, I just get sad immedially. I don't even...
Oh, now it's over,
Yeah.
It's hard to enjoy the moments as well because you're like anticipating it being over almost in this weird way. Like I'm trying to get really a lot better at that though. Like especially on my last tour, I really made sure to like take a second when I'm on some of these stages I'd always dreamed of, like Radio City or the Greek or whatever, I'm just like, look around and take it in, because this is a moment. You're here right now. And yes, tomorrow morning you are going to wake up and it'll just be a memory, but like you're in this moment right now. So like soak it in. And that's something that I think has been helpful, because I get to actually enjoy moments. Whereas sometimes I feel like we're always looking forward of like what can we do better and what can we change, and like, oh yeah, that episode was good, but like how can we improve it, instead of actually just like enjoying what we're doing. And
I got some really good advice from a couple gurus in my life. Well, it was just one of them, but it was a guy named Link. I think Charles Lincoln Neal III is his name. I'm dead serious. This is when we were going on tour, and I'd never done anything really on a stage. I was like initially kind of nervous to do stuff in front of, a couple thousand people.
Of course.
And Link was like, hey, when you get out on that stage for the first time, he's like, you're gonna feel the sound waves of people screaming, which is crazy. Watch out for that. And he was like, but don't just rush into it. He was like, take a beat, let people cheer, and stare at as many people in the eyes as you can, and realize that they are all as much of an individual as you are.
Yes.
And every night I remember going out there, it was the whole thing. I was like greased up. I ripped off my shirt. I don't know. But anyways, I just remember standing there, and in every single city, I can picture the background of the theater in Columbus, Ohio versus, the theater in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I just remember standing at these people, and there are these snapshots that I have that I will take to my grave that I'm so grateful for.
Absolutely. That's so important. And like, I have this ongoing like running joke with my fans where I'm like, I will stare you down if you're in my audience. I will flirt with you if you're in my audience. Like, we will have a moment. So be prepared for that if you come to my show. And it's real. Like, so many people, I swear, like, you can go on TikTok, will vouch for me and be like, oh yeah, she sang an entire song just to me in my eyes. Like, and I will point to people, because sometimes I'll look at them and I'll sing a line to them, and they'll kind of be like,
what was that?
Me? And I'm like, yeah, you. And I'll point to them and I'll make sure they know, like, I am looking at you. And those moments are so cool, because
And they're as much for you as it is for them.
Totally. But I think what you said about like they're just as much of an individual as you are, is I think there's sometimes this weird thing about like being a performer and being the person on stage, that you can kind of forget that the Greek theater is full of people who like bought a ticket, picked out an outfit, called an Uber, like spent probably weeks excited for this night. Like, this is just as much of a moment for them as it is for you. And that's why I think performing is so much deeper than just like the songs and the concerts. It's like, wow, I'm a part of this. It's not just like I'm a person in a crowd. Like, I feel a part of the show. So I love that. That aspect is really, really fun. I'm glad that you got that advice, because it's very true.
Yeah. Madison, we ask every guest the same question on the show. What do you think happens when you die?
What my knee-jerk reaction is to say, yeah, like, I guess we'll find out. And my real response, honestly, I do think that there is more. I don't know what it is, but I think even earlier when we were talking about, God in these different senses, like, I feel what I would define the presence of God to be in those moments where I'm holding someone's hand and I'm looking at them and we're having this like moment that is indescribable. Like, those are the things that make me a believer. In what? I'm still unsure, but I do think it's, whether it's the universe or God, whatever the name is that you want to put on it, like, I think there is a higher power of some kind, and I hope that we get to experience more than just this. But again, it's something that I think I'm okay with not having all the answers about. I still don't know what I really think happens. I guess for me, I think the idea of it being nothing feels more unrealistic to me, at least, than there being some other thing and place we go to. Who knows what it is? But yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like this is all for nothing, and I don't feel like we have these beautiful experiences for no reason. And I think the idea that we just like are born and then we die, I don't subscribe to that. So, and again, maybe it's coping, who knows, but it is genuinely how I feel. And I think that there's got to be more.
Yeah. I'll be at that great concert in the sky one day.
Yes, absolutely.
You ready to go to the lightning round?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just answering these really fast.
Really fast. You got to do it as fast as you can. Who's the one person, dead or alive, you'd want to share your actual last meal with?
Paul McCartney.
What song do you want to be played at your funeral?
Vincent by Don McLean.
Who's your dream eulogizer at your funeral?
Oh God, Paul McCartney.
It's gonna be all Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
What's one YouTube?
Paul McCartney. No,
what's one YouTube show that's still on your bucket list?
Oh God, Hot Ones would have been a great answer, but I just did it. I have to think about this. Hold on.
Was it Mac 18 or whatever?
I don't know where he's at. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I know it's supposed to be fast. I'm trying to think. I'm racking my whole brain. The Outdoor Boys. You know Luke?
Yeah.
Boys? Yeah.
Come out of retirement. What's your biggest fear?
Snakes or death, but snakes. We've talked enough about death. Snakes. Not a fan.
What's your greatest regret in life?
Not enjoying and being more present for more moments than I should have been. I think that I was looking forward to other things, not really enjoying things when I should have.
Finally, Madison, are you happy?
I am.
You seem
Yes.
really happy, and I'm incredibly happy that I got to share this with you. Truly, this was such a wonderful experience, such great food. The stone crabs were the friends we made along the way.
Absolutely.
If you want to deliver your last words to that camera right there.
What do people usually say? What's like the energy of the last words?
Well, Gordon Ramsay, he said, "All right, I've got to take a right shit." I don't know why he sounded like a Scottish pirate there.
Yeah, that did not sound like Gordon Ramsay, but I got what you were trying
It was a
to
perfect
say.
Gordon Ramsay.
I got it.
Nope, can't do it. You can imitate Gordon Ramsay if you want to.
No, I'm not gonna do that. You already did it for me. I was just gonna say wubba lubba dub dub into the camera. I guess I should.
You gotta
do
give
that.
a wubba lubba.
No, I can't.
You gotta
I can't.
do it.
Hey, bye. No, don't use that. Please don't use that. I don't know. My last words are thank you so much for watching. I hope that if you take anything away from this episode, it's that we are all just living for the first time, so be understanding to people and be kind whenever you can. Bye.
Can you hit him with a wubba lubba dub dub?
And wubba lubba dub dub.
Wubba lubba dub dub. Madison Beer, everybody, make sure you check out Lock In. You're going on tour. Where can they find you?
Yes,
like all the cities?
Yes, May 11th, I believe we kick off in Poland, and then we end at Madison Square Garden in New York on July 14th.
Holy
Come check it out.
I'll be at the Poland
better be
show,
there.
man.
But Poland, that's the show you're coming?
Warsaw or Krakow?
Krakow. How do you say it?
Oh, no, we can't do this
God.
again. We can't do this
Cut
again.
the camera.
Krakow. Check out our last meals hat and more over at mythical.com.